And we're back.
And we are back for our third and final conversation for this lovely Thursday morning. Moments ago, we spoke about leadership in our last segment, and we had some leaders on set with us, some pastors. Now we're going right into a third segment about leadership as well. But this time, we're talking about the Global Leadership Summit. GLS is on its 5th consecutive year.
COVID never stopped
here in Belize. COVID never stopped there. I want to know COVID never stopped in April or something special. And so we have in studios with us this morning, we have Kerm Thimbrel, the chairman of GLS Belize, as well as Mr. Claudio Leal, who is an executive member. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
So GLS on its 5th year. Let's talk first of all about the impacts of COVID and how is it that you guys sought to overcome those impacts to still host, I believe it's 2 GLS during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah. You know, good morning, Belize. Good morning. Thank you guys for having us. Yes. You know, in GLS, what I appreciate about it so much is that it is so well-rounded. One of the concepts that they teach us is the importance of pivoting. And I've seen that we've been able to use the GLS training to pivot, and we actually grew during the pandemic. So last year we had online 540 people, great minds from across this country, representing all of the amazing sectors, and the level of engagement on those in the summit was mind-blowing. We had to have a staff to man it. Because people were just engaging, putting in their remarks in terms of how much they appreciated the content minute by minute. It's like listening to the cross country, right? Minute by minute, right? So,
I want to focus on the content of the GLS and talk about what prompted you all to start this in the first place. What was the inspiration, and what is it that you are trying to get your members to get out of it?
Do you have enough time?
Let's go. We have enough time for 2 minutes.
I got introduced to the summit, and so I had to first test the waters, because if we're asking corporate Belize to interrupt their schedules to bring people to an event like this, then it has to absolutely make sense and add tremendous value. So I went to Barbados, which is where I saw the summit for the first time, and it blew my mind. The level of attendance, the quality of presenters, and the caliber of the content was just too good to be true, you know. And from that very moment, I thought we need this in Belize. But for me, there was also a personal connection, because from my own professional life journey, I saw where connecting with experts have the ability to transform the life of an individual significantly. So again, in the GLS, we teach it really matters who train you. You have to spend time being trained by somebody. But who train you matters, because your trainer has the ability to shift you 1 notch, 2 notch, 10 notch, 1,000 notch.
Absolutely.
And so in the GLS, the quality of presenters, we have experts at most amazing levels. They will shift your life. And so for me, that was what prompted me. And so we brought the summit to Belize, and it resonated with people very well.
What do you think was something that was probably lacking in our society when it comes to corporate culture, and what do you think the summit brought for them?
Well, when you sit under the training of these great minds who have in fact researched intensively annually, because it has to be done annually, the world's most powerful corporate environments, and they go back and look for real data, what works, because we're talking about big budgets, we're talking about billions of dollars here. You can't have companies like Apple or Google not being able to understand what are the things that hinder growth in their organizations. It's too costly. It's way too costly. So they hire the greatest minds to come in and do the research, collect data, and analysis, and then from that they report back to say, you know what, these are the things that we're seeing that works in this organization or these organizations that are growing, that are advancing, versus these ones that are struggling. And so that is a big part of what the GLS offers. We draw a lot of data. We work a lot with major universities and experts in all these fields who collect data and say, you know what, this is what we found to work. And if you do this, it's reproducible in every culture around the world.
Mr. Leal, what was your initial thoughts when Mr. Kerm brought this idea to you and said, I want you to be a part of my team? And what have you seen over the last 5 years of being involved as a result of that initial conversation?
I I have been in ministry for over 25 years. When I was called to ministry as a pastor, I immediately just dove into leadership material. And one of my leadership guru that I loved and even attended his conference in Atlanta multiple times is John Maxwell, Dr. John Maxwell. So when he came to me and said, man, we want to bring this training to Belize, this platform, it's all about leadership, equipping people, everybody have influence, and all of those words are like jargons that I've been reading. And so I said, man, I could bring this to the people of Belize, and I get all excited and I say, man, yes, I'm full. But one of the fundamental principles that John Maxwell have taught me is that when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something indirectly. So when I say yes to global leadership, I have to ask, what does this mean? What does this entail? You know, and I said, this is this. So we are at the point where we have attended GLS in Chicago, which occurs every year in the first week in August. We literally sat with these people. We see that, we take pictures with them, they sign books for us, and this is their life story that they present on the stage. So when you get that and you want to bring that to your people, now I can relate. Like I said, I could see how Paul can use this in the media. I could see where April can take this as a young lady. This is where she can see herself in the next 5 years. So you're seeing university students, you're seeing single mothers, you're seeing policemen, you're seeing, I mean, it's the cadre of people that comes to GLS is no one set. And when you multiply that and put that all in your mind, I say, man, at least GLS is making a dent into the development of Belize, and that's what caught me. I am not a minister, I'm not politically in Belmopan in the cabinet railing up. But I am in a position. I am in a position where, with his guidance, with what birthed inside of him, we caught that vision. And so we're at a point right now where we want more of Belize to get this. But there's a cost to everything. So we are in a position where we can help Belize.
Where is the line that is drawn for Belizean? You're talking about major corporations, large universities, you're talking about stakeholders in all of these various enterprise and entities. Where do the youths and students sit for this global?
I'm so glad you asked that.
Let me answer that. Right now, every year at GLS we sponsor students, literally free. You can come. We do online. The last 2 years it was online. This year alone, I know we are sponsoring 50 students from SCA.
Wow.
Galen University. 52.
Wow.
This is free,
from comprehensive.
paid for. The school don't have to come up with the money. And we do this every year. Why? Because if the student can catch the vision of listening, I can be a better person. Yes, I have my academics, but that's not just it. Don't box yourself in. You know, look outside the box. See where, I mean, it's amazing what one speaker can do to your life.
So have you guys been privy to hearing the stories or testimonies coming out of GLS as some sort of a measure to say, yes, not only do I believe that this impacts lives, but I've also seen and heard where it's transforming?
Well, let me answer it this way. So we're like almost 2 weeks away from the event. We only have 40 seats left. And I posted on my Facebook so people know you can't call me and ask me to make a seat because I have not designed the bliss, and we're not going to redesign the bliss.
So I can't call you and ask you for save me and
You have to call me now.
You have to take that decision today.
The response.
We can get to it today, April. And Paul.
That's right. The response of the people have blown my mind. Not only have they said, we want the seats, and a lot of them have doubled, tripled the numbers, they've also already paid. They've paid for their tickets. They're serious men. I get the calls, I get the email, it come in all forms. And so it's just showing you how much people appreciate the experience and what they've learned and their applicability. But sometimes I feel embarrassed because I'm in the public and I'm talking to people about GLS and they look at me like, I know, I've been there. I have to pull back. It's like, And then they start the story. They tell you about the experience.
Yeah.
and
But that
story.
shouldn't be something to embarrass you. That is exactly what Paul is saying. The results
Yeah.
of
Are there.
GLS.
I was in
Yeah.
PG.
Yes.
PG.
I was in Punta Gorda. I worked for the Public Utilities Commission
Yeah.
as a water specialist, water engineer, and I was down there doing an inspection on the plant. And the supervisor for BWS, we were at the pump station in Forest Home. He was with his 3 other workmen, crew, and he looked at me. He said, "Wait, Tata Mr. Leal?" Yeah, man, it's Leal. GLS. I said, yes,
Wow.
I am a part.
Wow.
Because I go on the stage. He said, man, he said, I was able to attend as a supervisor, not the workman. He said, but whenever GLS take a break, and you go to for break in the morning or lunch, he takes the material and he goes to his staff. Right, this was what the speaker was sharing, and this is, and like the man said, yes, this is one testimonial that I did not record, but just the impact of that one guy, and he took that on his own and he shared it with his work crew. That's a story to be told.
So
you know?
what is next then? So the summit is about 2 weeks away, and we are
The 4th and the 5th, the 4th and the 5th of November at the Bliss Institute.
and we are thinking of all of these leaders coming in and discussing how you can be better, how you can
Regional
progress,
better,
and so
yeah.
on, right? What is different this year? Besides it being in person for the first time in 2 years,
Yeah.
what is different?
Okay, what is different this year is what's different every year, April.
Oh,
Let me explain. Let me explain.
It's never the same.
Yeah.
It's a new faculty. I'm so awed at our headquarters because of their ability to harness these people, and they've become a part of our faculty. But it's new people, new content, and like I said, what we do is they do research of industries that's current, because every year it changes. The challenges for this year is different. We're in a
Definitely.
post-pandemic era.
Definitely.
So we address those issues because that relates to you and me and everybody.
right.
Okay, so the content we give every year is pertinent
Yeah.
to the season you're in.
That
At the expertise level.
yeah.
You see, so it has
That's
to be
one of
different
the-
every year.
How do these lectures, I don't want to call them lectures, these
These presenters and
these
speakers,
presenters take what they research and understand and see how they're able to implement it and transform it that it will fit into Belizean context.
Okay, there's 2 parts to that. One is that we get to research what is presented so we can select to be more relevant to the culture. But they speak in terms of generic principles, because corporate is corporate.
Yeah.
While 1 or 2 things might be different.
The language is
yeah,
the same.
and we're all people, we all have ambitions to move forward and to grow, and we want tools to do that. And so what they actually do is they give you tools to move from one place to the other.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And that's
it's just so applicable, right?
That's one of the things I truly appreciate about GLS April, the fact that the principles that are taught are relevant
right.
to
Right.
current issues. And you sit there and you ask yourself, like, how you know how to go through that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
How you know how to deal with that challenge right now?
That's it.
And man, that was incredible solution.
Yeah.
That was incredible approach to this.
Yes.
And it's so applicable that you could leave the same day
That's
and
right.
begin to apply. My question is, we're talking about all these international influencers. What about those influencers in Belize? Those persons, those Belizeans that can also add value to the corporate, to the students. Do we seek somehow to integrate some of that knowledge from our Belizean
Yeah.
influencers?
Certainly, we're going to have 2 live interviews. We're going to have the commander from the Coast Guard, who is a very highly accomplished individual, and then we're going to have Dr. Martinez, who is the CEO of the Ministry of Economic Development.
We always try.
He was supposed to present last year. He's no normal man. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, enough respect.
Yeah.
I lift my hat. But last year we did, and this was done by one of our executive members, Ms. Dejan Arzu Torres. She did a segment on women who shine. It was
shine in Belize.
Listen, the feedback we got, the phone calls, the texts I got after she did that segment. was amazing. People were wowed and awed and so appreciative.
Belizean women accomplished.
Exactly, and so we look for those individuals who, in fact, shine. I want to call our segment this year "Men Who Shine" because, right, Paul, we gotta big up the men too.
Of course.
No comment.
April, you guys had your turn last year.
But April, but April, Paul tasted GLS, you know.
I have
Paul worked with
for
GLS.
2 years.
2 years, so
2
Paul
years.
knew.
The first 2 years,
Yes.
I did stage
manager.
stage management
Stage
for
manager for
GLS.
us.
Correct.
And the good thing about doing stage manager, I got in free. and,
Y'all need a stage manager?
and I was also able to appreciate the content
Yes.
every single presenter. And so I definitely encourage people to be a part of
So
it.
it's going to be 2 days, the 4th and the 5th.
yeah.
How long are the sessions? Or
You
the
know, that's one of my
presentations?
challenges. I put the thing together, and every time I'm like, oh man, oh gosh, we need. I was just thinking, Pastor, we need to do GLS for a week
How many presenters this year?
because it's gonna be 15. I really wanted to be 16. I
Odd
wanted to be 20, 30.
But we have a limited time.
It's limited time, so you have to go and pick. Oh shoot! I wish I could have added this one. Oh, but the direct answer is it's gonna be 15 presenters. It starts at 8. Be there from 7:50, 7:45. We start on time at 8 until 4:30. Thereabouts. Day 1, day 2, about 4:15.
Okay.
So
And the tickets right now are limited
for the
40
in-person,
seats.
for the in-person.
for in person.
Last night we did a tally. Thank God, I'm so glad we did because we didn't want to sell tickets we don't have.
So what
right?
was the max? What's the max capacity of the Bliss?
Right now we can only put like 387
Okay.
because of the upper floor don't have
Yeah.
the air condition. Only downstairs is
Oh, yeah,
working.
sweat
So,
up there.
but we have for online. We didn't do the tally. I'm sure right now we have like 150.
So you could join online.
Yes.
Yeah, you could
Yes.
join online.
And what are the
But-
set prices for that?
The prices are well, Pastor. You want to?
Right now, we have a group rate of $200 per person, which includes snack and a full meal at lunch and then a snack after. And we provide you with a booklet with all the speakers and information, and you also have an app that you can download. You can take, you can read up on each speaker and get additional information,
Access.
take your notes. So all of that is there. We're going to have free internet for you at the site. So once you reach Bliss, you're locked in.
Set to
We
go.
don't want you to leave.
That's
We provide the comfortability that you can't pay for.
let's say you want to
Yeah.
rewatch
Yeah.
after you leave. Is there materials available for
Yes,
rewatching?
yes, and we have also taken a lot of time in bringing in the books. We brought books and people they sold
Oh,
out.
books
Books
for
of
the
the
art
speakers.
these presenters.
Yes.
Also,
And
they now
we have the
have
books.
books.
We have
Oh,
the
they're
books.
done.
Nice.
It's so long.
No,
Get
not
on
yet.
here.
No, I'm talking previous years. For this
Yeah.
year,
Oh.
we have books.
So
we
if
have
April
books
present,
there.
we have April book. Paul
Yeah.
present, we
Right.
have Paul book.
Nice.
But you
Oh, you have
also,
individual books for each.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
That's what it is.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because these are accomplished speakers.
Yeah.
These
But
are
we-
bestsellers,
We
right?
need to get
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
the price. The online,
Well, the online is 190, 100 for the individual, and then the group of 8 and above is $90. But you can also buy the link, and the good thing now is that you can buy for more than 1 year.
Oh, wow.
And
So
I'll
you
tell
have
you,
the content for more than 1 year.
I'll be honest. Let me fix my quote on this, because I believe I have the best library in the country.
Do you?
You should see my library.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I stay up 11, 12 at night, and I soak it in.
I have to visit your library.
Yes,
You
please
have to
come.
make
We'll have
your
a
library
feast.
open access.
We'll have a
Yeah.
feast, right? We'll have a feast. So you
I
want to have
believe
that
in
kind of
free
library.
education.
If you're a growth-minded individual,
Right.
you know, who's hungry, we want people who are hungry, and we've seen that. You know, it takes that's one of the traits of somebody who will grow and continue to grow. So
Yeah.
you should invest in a good library. I have a great library, and you can have access by buying the links.
but leadership matters, April, and we know
Yes.
this in our country.
Yes.
And we have a lot of younger people now getting into position and getting these position and responsibility. Our country is not equipped to offer these mega universities. We don't have all of these information at your disposal yet, which I mean we are developing. So this is an outlet. This is an avenue. This is a platform where you can start, and once you taste it, it can take you to the next level, because everybody influence somebody. So the objective of GLS is we want to equip our people to that level of understanding. Listen, I might not be the prime minister, but I have a voice.
Right.
I might not be the CEO of Great Belize Product, but I have a voice.
Yeah.
Everybody matters. Every person we value. Right now, the theme
right.
for this year is what? Vision.
Voice
Voice
your
your vision.
vision. Yeah.
Voice your vision. You could sit there, pal, and you have all this idea for Channel 5, but nobody know.
Yeah.
When you're in a meeting and you sit down with your CEO and everybody says, can I just share how I see the show coming and how I want transition? But pal, where did you get that? What you have, nobody else have.
Wow.
You voiced that.
That's
And a
right.
lot of people, because I am not the CEO, I'm not the manager, I'm not the supervisor, I shut up. Your voice,
So you're providing a
your
level of
voice
confidence.
matters.
That's
Your
right.
voice can make a change.
All right.
This year's
Voice it.
a lot of the presenters reference this professor, Dr. Amy Edmondson. She did a training, and we ran that last year, the year before, on how do you create a psychologically safe environment. See, that's where your ideas are going to be tabled, because it takes the environment. So we teach leaders how to be able to cultivate the environment that is necessary for people to be able to bring their whole selves to the table.
But
This is
then
how you see shiftings.
That goes hand in hand with creating it into the context of Belizean culture, because while we may want to share ideas, especially as young professionals, you have those at the top that don't want to hear your idea.
Right.
That's why they need to
And
be
so
at GLS
they
as
need to
well.
be at the GLS as well to understand that,
which
right?
Right.
we talk to the CEO at the G. We go to the top.
Okay.
Some of them do come April,
just
but
listen,
sad
but
to
actually
say,
take it into
sad to say,
consideration,
sad
you
to
know.
say a lot of them don't come. But
Well, the thing is this, that because we're only 5 years, we have a strategy to reach out to every HR manager, every board chair, because that's critical. Board chair, if you're in a board and you're listening, your board needs to be there so you can appreciate how boards are really supposed to be structured, because they are critical in decision making. Very, very critical.
Yeah.
You know, HR managers who lead their teams. If you're a boss, you need to make sure your HR manager is there and some of their staff. And we do see that from a lot of the organizations. But those are some of the long-term goals we have, to continue to build relationships and the momentum in connecting with those people.
All right.
Well, you asked how much time we have, not enough apparently. But gentlemen, thank you both so much. The Global Leadership Summit is November 4th to the 5th at the Bliss Institute, and it's going to be from 8, no Belize time, 8 a.m. sharp
Yes.
till 4:30.
Let's say 4:30, just to be safe.
Just to be safe, 4:30. And so get your tickets now. Where can they get their tickets?
You could go online, www.globalleadership.org.
Okay.
You can find your ticket and how to pay everything. It's very user-friendly.
I could pay online, I could pay, okay.
DigiWallet,
DigiWallet,
online.
yeah.
You could call us. There's information to reach
You
us.
just tell me I couldn't call you.
No, you said no call up next seat.
After the 4 tickets are gone.
Seats, yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you both so much for coming in. We wish you all the best of luck. Join in. It should be a wonderful experience. And with that, we're going to take our final break and we'll be back for wrap up. So stay tuned.